I am not a fool. Ayu won't resign after election. Wike blows out again. Ayu and Wike and PDP and Atiku. Well, only God knows when this matter will be settled. And I don't see them settling this matter until the demand of Wike is met. But is PDP going to allow Ayu to go now or until after the election? Well, Mr. Wike has declared that nobody can convince him to change his stance, that the People's Democratic Party should yield its national chairmanship position to southern Nigeria. The Rivers State governor spoke in the night when he hosted Cross River State People's Democratic Party governorship senatorial and House of Representatives, House of Assembly members, and party chairmen at the local government levels at his private residence in Port Harcourt. Wike, during the meeting, which was attended by the party's South National Vice Chairman, Chief Dan Obi, explained that the seemingly intractable crisis in the party had lingered because some vested interests, whom he described as hyena and rent seekers, have remained obstinate and averse to justice, fairness, and equity in the party. But come to think of it, is an individual bigger than the party? What is the party constitution saying? Where were the party national working committee when these primaries and all these elections was to take place? Did they not envisage this? Or was it the comment of Ayu that if the candidate of the presidential party comes from the north, he will resign, that is bringing this crisis? Or is there something that Wike knows that we don't know, those of us outside the party? Because he's insisting. They are saying if Ayu resign today, the next person that will take over is from the north. So what are they saying? Is it that they don't want Ayu as a person, or they don't want the position to go to the north? Wike said, we have finished presidential primaries. We have a presidential candidate. Is Wike saying remove presidential candidate? Is Wike saying remove vice presidential candidate? No. So what are you begging me for? All I am saying, and I will continue to say, is that we have taken president, give us national chairman. Nobody wants to speak the truth. If I'm saying remove the presidential candidate, if I'm saying remove the vice presidential candidate, then you will say, why is he doing this? The governor maintained that he cannot be convinced to support the current status quo, where the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate, national chairman, and the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council are all from the north. Oh, is that the crisis? Is that what he's fighting for? Justice, equity? Well, he said refusal to cede the national chairmanship position to the south will be a recipe for crisis. He, national chairman, said if the presidential candidate comes from the north, he will resign, which means he has had this in mind. Now the thing has come to reality. Now resign. He said no. And people are saying, go and talk to Wike. We have spoken and nothing has changed. I've accepted the presidential candidate. I've accepted the vice presidential candidate. What is the problem again? You fulfill your part. Let the South have something. That is all I am preaching. You cannot have presidential candidate, national chairman, director general of the campaign. The governor said it was hypocritical for some people in the People's Democratic Party to criticize Muslim ticket while supporting that a particular region of the country should retain the presidency for another 8 years. He insisted that for the sake of holistic peace, People's Democratic Party should adhere to the tenets of its constitution, which explicitly recommends that when a presidential candidate emerges from the north, the national chairman should be from the south. Wike said the clamor for the chairman of the People's Democratic Party to be zoned to the south will persist until justice, fairness, and equity prevail in the People's Democratic Party. The governor said this is period that power game is being played. If we don't have it now, forget it. If anybody tells you let Iyochayu resign after election is conducted, then you are a foolish person. This is the time decision is being made. This is the time the presidential candidate, national chairman, and leader of the party will sit when election is won in February. Before the president is sworn in, decision will have been made. He disclosed that he has commenced full-blown politicking ahead of the 2023 general election, adding that those who want to undermine him and his allies will be doing so at their own peril. Wike, who thanked Cross River People's Democratic Party delegates for the support given to him during the presidential primary election, said that he will remain eternally grateful to them and other delegates that voted for him. And those that did not vote for him, he's not going to support. Well, Wike has been insisting, is it the best thing for the party now? Well, let's hear the comments. Kudos to His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the People's General and the Lion of Niger Delta. God Almighty will continue to uplift you and protect you from their bad mouth and evil arrangement. Well, for me, is that the only thing that will bring the South to be recognized in PDP outside of the party chairmanship position? Is there any other thing outside of that that will make Wike to be pacified? Because insisting now it's like the party is not ready to change the status quo. I suppose that those who are criticizing and calling Wike all sorts of bad names because of his demands for equity and inclusiveness in People's Democratic Party should hide their faces in shame. Now that Wike has told the whole world that it's neither against Atiku nor Kowa as the presidential and vice presidential candidate of the party. Wike is correct in his remarks. If People's Democratic Party loses the presidential election, which may be likely, Ayu won't resign. And it was stated in the party constitution that both national chairman and presidential candidates can come from the same zone. Ayu should resign. Well, why did they not conduct the primaries before the chairmanship election? This is not the first time the president and the chairman is coming from the same zone. But Ayu is insisting, Wike is insisting that no, it can't be. If they have done it in the past, it's not ready to condone it now because as it is today, Wike is one of the big spenders in PDP. Wike, the entire South are solidly behind you. No shaking. God is on your side. If Atiku wants to lose, we will help him to lose. Because we will not tolerate this presidential candidate party chairman campaign DG or from the north to the exclusive neglect of the south. No way to your tent, Atiku. Atiku is from the core north with Muslim Christian as president and vice president. It does not need your effort to win you as the party candidate. Well, Wike is insisting that Ayu must go. Is that the best solution to resolve the crisis in PDP? He said he has supported Atiku and Okowa, and he has no issue with that. But as the chairman, he must leave. Do you support that? Kindly make your opinion known as you subscribe to my channel. Thank you, good day, and be blessed.